sending positive intentions of love, peace, blessings, and light through the power of my voice and the words that I speak to the ears that receive them. Okay, armored up, let's go. I'm gonna respond to a question that was posed about what to do with certain trash energies that exist like within a family. And this could exist at the workplace with coworkers or possibly a roommate. And the easiest answer that I can give without knowing the full situation or circumstances around these relationships is that you don't have to be there. You don't have to subject yourself to constant negativity. You don't have to feel like you want to jump into a hole anytime you're around trash energies. You don't have to feel sad. You don't have to feel depressed. You don't have to just because they're your blood or your partner or your coworker or roommate. Simply remove yourself from that environment. If you can't remove them, then remove yourself. And I guess that can be very difficult depending on the relationship. But if you recognize trash in your life, it's labeled trash, it's got to go. Or you have to find a way to contain it. So you can limit your contact with these certain, let's just stick to the road of family member. You can limit your contact with them. So if you know they're going to Aunt Bessie's house for dinner, and you know that they're going to spew off all this negativity that you're just not trying to hear, and you know how you're going to feel as a result of it, then choose not to go. Choose to not be in the same energy field as this negativity. I got a close relative that I grew up with, and all my life, all I've known her to do is be a professional of negativity and hate. And it's confusing to me because she's a God-fearing woman, you know? But every single word out of her mouth has some negative attachment to it. She constantly talks about people, how everything is bad. You shouldn't do this. Don't do that. You can't do this. She will find the pebble of negativity in the mountain of positivity. And so I've recognized it. I limit my contact so it doesn't affect me. When you sit and you absorb these negativities from these trashy energies, it can penetrate. And if you haven't armored yourself up and protected yourself, it can penetrate and you will feel it. So you have to be careful with the physical contact you make. And I'm not saying like touching someone, just being around them, listening, allowing that stuff to seep into your ears and penetrate your mind to the point where you're starting to feel a certain way. You have to remove yourself from that because you don't have to feel that way. You don't have to listen to what this person is saying. So if everybody in the room is vibing with that conversation, but you're not, take a walk. Just don't subject yourself to it. Because let me tell you what's going to happen. If your soul has recognized that trash is in your life and you aren't taking the necessary steps to remove it or contain it, your team of spirit energies will take over. And when they take out the trash, it's like boom. It can be painful. It could be expensive. It could, because it's out of nowhere. And it could be like it could be an eruption. But at the end of it all, that trash is gone. Or the connection has been severed. They'll handle it. So just the simple act of you reacting to it, either physically or emotionally, where you feel like you just don't, okay, you need to do something about it. Don't let it accumulate. When they take care of it, they take care of it. eventually, with time, they'll take care of it. So, we have 5 minutes. Um, yes, it's hard for me to even go into other aspects of it, like what happens if you can't leave, because I'm just like, you just gotta leave. Like, you just have to go. And I mean, I know there's been times, I've got a story, and this story comes up often in this journey of this trashy place that I worked at, and my body was telling me something ain't right, but I'm a fighter, and I'm like, I'm not going nowhere. I like this job. I ain't think about them. I'm not thinking about boss. I'm gonna do me. The team was like, yeah, okay, nappy thoughts, here we go. Pow! And they hit me hard. They hit me, but they were with me every step of the way, and they looked out for me. So, what's going to happen when you start to make a change? Okay, you start to limit your contact, you start to keep this trash contained or take it out. What's going to happen is that trash and the people around trash that don't necessarily have them labeled as trash, they'll start to look at you as if something's wrong with you, because now you're reacting differently than you did before. So they'll come at you and say, is everything okay with you and so and so? Like, why all of a sudden you don't want to be around them? And trash is going to be like, what's up? Like, last week we were just chilling and yada, yada, yada. They'll start to question your actions. And so there's a couple of ways that you can handle that. If you're like me and you're just honest with yourself all the time, you can simply say, listen, trash. You don't have to say trash. Let's call them Betsy. Listen, Betsy, I love you like a sister. You my homie. We've had some good times together. But lately, I'm just not really feeling the vibe. They ask why. You can say, well, your outlook on things is just a little bit too negative for me. And I'm just trying to keep positivity in my life. I'm trying to make things happen. I just got to keep light around me. You can have that conversation with them. I'll tell you what may happen as a result of that conversation. Since negativity has always been a part of this person's understanding, they're probably going to respond with some more negativity. So then I say less is more. When you're explaining your trash removal or trash containment to trash, less is more. Because there's nothing you can say, perhaps, that's going to change trash's behavior. But there is something you can possibly do. And by making a change in the connection that you have with them, then maybe they can become recycled trash. Maybe they'll start to see, well, so and so don't really want to be around me. I don't get it. And might start to change their ways, and then they can become recycled. But less is more. You really don't owe an explanation to anyone, I say. It depends on the relationship, but you have to look out for you. And if someone's making you feel less of you, then you've got to do something about it by any means necessary. And the people that want to support trash and come to you and ask you what's going on, you can just say, listen, man, I'm just not vibing. So I got to do me. Like, I have to do me. And being around this person is preventing me from being a happier person. So have those conversations. You can be honest. Like, don't, once you really start to like come up with excuses, right? Or lie because you don't want to hurt their feelings, it starts to get a little bit more difficult. Trash gets heavier to take out. Okay, because then it recognizes that it's being taken out, and then it's going to start to make that process more difficult. Okay, so I hope this helps. As I continue on with this, we will talk more about ways that you can armor up to protect yourself from negativity that's spewed at you so that it doesn't penetrate and affect you. All right, we'll talk about ways that you can clean up behind trash that's been taken out. Okay, once you put all these things together, you can really be a happy, peaceful person. Like, I just choose not to be around people that make me have a headache, that make me feel like, okay, why am I here? Let me leave with a quick story. So, like, I'm into the salsa thing. So I signed up for this salsa class by this well-respected instructor. I was so excited to go. I brought my friend with me. We get to the place and I'm just not feeling it. Okay, everybody else there looked like they were having a good time. My friend was even having a good time. I just was, I didn't, I'm so sensitive to this stuff. I don't have to have an explanation as to why I wasn't feeling it, but I wasn't. So I just wanted to leave. But my friend was like, we paid for it. Let's just stay. It's going to be rude if we leave in the middle of it. I didn't give a flying F if that instructor was pissed off that I left in the middle of it. I could care less. But then my team worked with me. My team worked with me. And then I heard, okay, guys, we're going to take a 5-minute break. And I got together with my friend and I said, listen, let's just go tell him that something came up and we got to go. And she's like, all right, well, I feel comfortable doing that instead of just leaving in the middle of it. Walked up to him like, oh my God, it's such a great class, for everybody here. It's such a great class for everybody here. They're having such a good time. I'm like, but I got to go. Something came up. Oh, really, honey? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was good, And I left. And I was skipping down that hallway. Oh my God, out the door. I busted open the door and was just like free. Like, my soul could breathe. Like, if I don't feel it, then I just don't deal. And that's my time.